Sangael told you when you didn't believe him. He said that the executive in that time when I was saying this, President Joe Biden has authority over the federal agencies, right? You said they were independent and that was the intention. However, through the rules and regulations, they do have that authority over it. Traditionally, they normally leave them independent apart from the Department of Defense and the Department of State. That is an inherited habit where presidents have influence over that decision making. When we see what happened in Gaza, the fact that they didn't see any violations in Gaza is because of what? Is because President Joe Biden said, I didn't see any violations, right? And this isn't unique to Biden, so it was inherited. It's been there throughout the American experience. In 1975, then President Ford literally gave a green light to Indonesia to invade then East Timor in order to just give it to an ally because it's better for Indonesia to get it than the Soviet Union. In that recognition, we actually did provide arms and assistance for the East Timor genocide. And here's the thing, because while it's against tradition to have influence over the independent agencies, it's not unlawful precisely, or at least there is litigation to determine that, because if it's not forbidden in the rules, then it's kind of allowed, isn't it? And that's what's kind of touched upon in Mark Elia's email for Democracy Docket. And unfortunately, I cannot make my image smaller because I don't know if, because this is my new account, because my other one was permanently banned. We'll see how it goes if my appeal goes through. But the advocates of the unitary executive theory assert that all powers of the executive branch flow directly from the president, and thus the president has full sole and complete authority over the executive branch. Now, here's the thing, because there's a lot of debate on this, but ultimately, if we consider that if it is not forbidden, then is it lawful? There's that question, that the fact that under the presidency, there is the administrative agencies who conduct policymaking, who hypothetically should be independent, but there is no rules and regulations that severely limit the executive influence over their decision making. That creates a reality in which they have an obedience to the president, right? And that has not been fixed. So now we're here. And the crazy thing is that when I was starting to study American constitutionalism more deeply, I went into the rabbit hole of the right. And they touched upon this criticism of the administrative agencies existing for this sole reason, that the president can utilize them as weapons against the people, right? And it's amazing because the very logic that they used to advocate against Democrats is the very same strategy they used when they took over control, right? They said it was a fascist rule, and yet they went for it and are utilizing it in their weaponization against the American people, and in order to force the capitulation of the independent agencies, the private agencies, and the public agencies, right? Including also the government agencies, because obviously the federal agencies have an obedience to the president, which is incompatible with constitutionalism, because if Article 1 provides policy making, so lawmaking, to only Congress, then what is executive having control over a policy making body, which is administrative agencies, right? But this only positions a reality in which the Constitution has been insufficient.